So this is Precious in your TV, and welcome to Precious in your TV. So before I go on radio, it's just about 10 minutes to 5. I thought to quickly do this very quickly, where I would extensively air my thought and opinion, since I am not expected to have an opinion on radio before I go on air. So this afternoon, there were announcements and few changes made by the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and I couldn't stop but notice something that happened. I don't know if your eyes saw what my eyes saw, because a lot of people have been talking on the kunkum that what is going on. Wait, Bayo Ononuga, do you hate the Igbo so much that it's now so hard for you to even mention the tribe or even type them on your Twitter while you were reacting to the scrapping of the NDDC ministry? Because what in the name of hatred is this? That's what a lot of people are reacting to. And I'm just wondering what's going on here. How difficult would it have been for a Bayo Ononuga to have mentioned the Southeast Development Commission? Isn't that anything that has to do with Igbo or Igbo people generally somehow irks him so much or irritates him to mention? You remember that this is not the first time there has been a bit of ethnic slur or ethnic baiting by Bayo Ononuga. He's been accused of that. You would recall that he's accused Peter Obi several times of being an IPOB. Anybody that supports Peter Obi, being IPOB affiliated, issues like that and all that. In fact, there was even a saying credited to him that he's not going to apologize for ethnic baiting. That's that statement credited to him. You can go check it up, Google it, you see it, that he's not going to apologize for ethnic baiting. Like, waiting happen. Waiting them do you, Igbo people? I mean, thief your biscuits. That's a question a lot of people are asking. So let me quickly read verbatim from his Twitter handle at Ononuga1956 on Twitter, as exactly the way he tweeted it. By the way, this is your first time joining me, kindly click on the subscription button. Click on the subscription button and like, and make sure you follow, please. You can put a notification button. I'll try as much as possible to ensure that I come live as often as I can. So, reading from his Twitter handle, the exact way he broke the story. He said, breaking news. President Tinubu and Federal Executive Council scrap Niger Delta Ministry and the Ministry of Sports Development. There will now be a Ministry of Regional Development to oversee all regional development commissions, such as he started Niger Delta Development Commission, Northwest Development Commission, Southwest Development Commission, Northeast Development Commission. And people said, hello, Oga, Southeast Development Commission is part of that and going and so on and so forth. Why was it so difficult for you to mention Southeast? What's happened? You hate them so much that it's hard for you to even mention anything that's got to do with Igbo people. Like, it just irks you so much that you cannot even mention anything that's got to do with Igbo people, because people are wondering what's going on here. So you had to now go and look for the full story as published by newspapers for you to now see that, even Southeast Development Commission was part of it. You recall that Southeast Development Commission and Northeast Development Commission were part of the commissions among the first set of commissions that were established by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu earlier in the year, a few months ago. So, and the presidency prides itself as one of the things that is done for the Igbo people or the Southeast people. But then people are just asking this question because it's really very confusing. What in the name of hatred is the reason why Bayo Ononuga could not mention Southeast Development Commission in his message? Could it be an oversight? The reason why this is coming as a surprise or it shock a lot of people now, because of they know Bayo don't be associated with a lot of things we get to do with Igbo people. Bayo don't talk so many things before in the past where he say, I no go stop the things, and why they talk, I no go stop my ethnic baiting or ethnic slurring, I no go stop this one, I no go stop that one. So why do you hate the Southeast so much? What did they do to you? And if you remember, during the election, this 2023 election, when this whole drama started and all that, there were lots of ethnic slur messages and more like what people called propaganda, and part of those who helped push it was what people credited as Bayo Ononuga. Because what is really going on? You remember that MC Olomo said the things that he said during the election or before the election, and nobody held MC Olomo responsible till today. As we speak, Eze Ohanes Ndibo of Ajawa State is still in Kirikiri till today. What did he say? After MC Olomo said that, oh, if you're Igbo, you don't come out to vote, oh, and all that. And the Ohanes Ndibo king of Ajawa State, Ezenwajiagu, then said that, look, if you continue to treat us like this in our own country, we may be forced to call our brothers IPOB to come and help us. Bam, that was the only thing the man did that is keeping him in Kirikiri till today. Till today, that man is in Kirikiri till today. And of course, trust people like Bayo, Ononuga, and others who were supporting the president to push that matter that time and make it look like, oh, mentioning your terrorist brothers, because IPOB is a terrorist group, it's been proscribed, it's been this, it's been that. Even when people said he should apologize for the ethnic slur, he said no, he's not going to apologize. Let me even get that report where he said that. He said he's not going to apologize for ethnic slur against the Igbo, ethnic baiting against the Igbo, and all that. So people are just wondering, what exactly did Igbo people do to Bayo, Ononuga to receive this kind of treatment? What exactly did Igbo people do? By the way, you can join me in the conversation if you'd like to chime in and say something or jump in on this conversation. Yeah, so you can call us. You can call the number that I'll be putting on your screen very soon, so you can jump in on the conversation. Because I really like this to be very, very, chatty. Let's talk about it. So I was trying to get that message. Rabbi Ononuga says, "I owe no one an apology for ethnic slur against Igbos." Yes. So this was published in March 19, 2023, where Bayo Ononuga said, the spokesperson to the president Bola Ahmed Tinubu at that time, doubled on his ethnic slur. According to this report, he said he doubled on his ethnic slur against Igbos in Lagos, insisting the Igbos are existential threats to Yorubas. This was published in March 19, 2023, that the Igbos are existential threats to the Yorubas. And you'll be wondering, what did the Igbos do to the Yorubas? How did they steal their biscuits or anything? Now, criticized for his controversial and divisive ethnocentric statement, Mr. Ononuga is in another tweet said, "Let me make myself abundantly clear." He said this then. "Let me make myself abundantly clear. The views I express on Twitter are my personal views." He said it, and he says, "I don't owe anyone any apology for addressing the existential threats of our people." That's Yoruba people. "I am, after all, first of all, a Yoruba man before a Nigerian," he added. People are not saying, so how is Igbo an existential threat to the Yoruba people? So let's take away that. Let's say he said this in February 2023, before March 2023, before the swearing in, before he became a figure, a national figure. Because right now he's working for the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And people are asking this question: is it okay for somebody who has such hatred, such bile against a particular tribe to be handling a national office? Is this not injurious that somebody with so much bile, so much hatred for a particular tribe to handle a national office? Because how, in the name of the fact that you are a spokesperson to the president and you're making a statement on your official Twitter handle, which is like an official platform to pass out an information against, an official information for the president, and you use that same platform to deliberately malign a particular group of people? How do you do that? We've seen that play out in so many occasions. When the president, when Bayo Ononuga had lambasted Peter Obi, had insulted Peter Obi, because people are saying that, what is going on? What is the real hatred? And now people are saying that this could just be that perhaps some people were just, some Yorubas were just deceived that the Igbo people hate them. How can Igbos be an existential threat to the Yoruba people? I'm not sure he has deleted that message, even after he has started working as a national figure, paid by taxpayers' money, including the taxes of the Igbos. Part of the money that Bayo Ononuga is paid right now, his salary, is including the tax of Igbo people. So how do you hate a people so much that you receive money, you receive salary, you get paid by their tax, but you would not even want to mention their name? and you will not want to at least take off for the purpose of the office that you occupy. You not want to delete some of the things you've said against this tribe. By the way, this is going to be a very conversational platform. So kindly call us up on WhatsApp only, please. WhatsApp only 0817-029-4077 on WhatsApp only. I'd love to take your thoughts and reactions on this because it be like say get waiting I did miss. So I would really like somebody to put me through in case I miss anything, so that you put me through, because I'm trying to dig out how Igbos have become an existential threat to Bayo Ononuga. And I have not seen that. If you have anywhere where that has happened or any incident that has made that happen, please kindly let me know. So that's why this is going to be very conversational. You can call me up right on WhatsApp call only 0817 029 4077. 0817-029-4077. So let's go back to the crux of the matter, which is the scrapping of the Niger Delta Development Commission, because people are reacting to this Niger Delta Development Commission and people are saying that is it even a wise idea by Bola Ahmed Tinubu to even scrap Niger Delta Development Commission, because some people are also reacting to it. Some elder statesmen like Edwin Clark are already reacting. You recall that one of the reasons why, or the reason why Niger Delta Development Commission was created was because of the then agitation by the Niger Delta youth. Remember, not just the then Niger Delta unrest, kidnapping of expatriates, all those things will be they happen then during the wake up of the call, the wake up of the Yar'Adua administration. So Yar'Adua can look and can say, okay, to Kukuma bring peace to this region. As now the place where BC would they tap the oil, where would they use service the nation as a cash cow of the nation. Let us create a Niger Delta Development Commission, NDDC, a commission that will oversee the affairs of the entire Niger Delta. That's how the NDDC was created. The Niger Delta Development Commission. That's how the NDDC was created. And remember that was the same period that he gave amnesty to the South youth, that is to the Niger Delta youth. Because all those unrest at that period, this really helped quell it. That is, it bring them down well at that time. So now part of it helped bring down the unrest that time for Niger Delta. But now, where President Bola Ahmed Tinubu continue say the best thing to do now to scrap them. Then people like Edwin Clark are already complaining. How do you scrap a commission that oversees and takes care of the development of the cash cow of the country, and use funds from that same commission to oversee the commission of, to fund the commission of other regions, like the like the Southeast Development Commission, like the Southwest Development Commission, like the Northeast Development Commission, the Northwest Development Commission, or all these development commissions. How do you use money from the South to do this? How have you been fair to the people of the South? Or of the people of the Niger Delta, where it be saying that dear gone now all this thing, the money where they use they come out from. So a lot of people don't they worry, they don't ask questions, people don't they wonder. By the way, please call me up very quickly if you'd like to be part of this conversation. I really like you to chime in on this conversation. I'd like to take your thoughts and reactions and what you think about this. Call me up on the WhatsApp call alone, please. WhatsApp call only on 0817-029-4077. Going back to that hatred by Bayo Ononuga to the Igbos, please, do you have any evidence how Igbos have become an existential threat to the Yorubas? I would really love your sincere opinion, because it's good that you help me understand. I have searched, I don't find, I don't see how Igbos be existential threat to the Yorubas. Maybe you will help me. Hello, good evening and welcome. Thank you for joining me.
Good evening, Precious. This is City calling from Africa. Sorry, Lord.
City, you're welcome. Don't worry, your mic will not be turned off here. Welcome. So please tell me, have you experienced anywhere? Can you tell me anywhere where the Igbos are existential threat to the Yorubas, please?
No, none at all.
Maybe you help me understand, because I want to understand exactly where Bayo Ononuga is coming from.
Pressure, it didn't start today. There's a VOP, like I see we are saying this right now, and then I call in that program. I don't know if it's one of your crew was calling it. I don't know. And the guy was so bitter and asking the same question you were asking. What exactly are we going to do about it? And then I called in that program and I said to him, listen, if we want to stop this thing, actually, we have to go back from the elders.
Okay.
It was something, yes.
The elders.
To me how I said, Yes, the elders of the Southwest.
Oh,
Because
wow.
all this is about Igbo was manufactured. It's, you know, when you manufacture things and
Like the
put
way
it,
they manufactured the 1966 coup and called it the Igbo coup, right?
exactly. You know, if not because of I went back to history and some certain things, I would have agreed that that was Igbo coup, and I would have been feeling guilty of myself. I would have been saying, how did we get here?
Okay.
Yes, if I didn't, it's because somebody like me, I don't carry propaganda. I just want to know, how does this thing happen? How are we going to sort it? How? I'm one of those people who beg, who say, please, how are we going to do this thing? And let's live in peace. But I now understand that Nigerian problem as it stands, it was precious, my sister. It was a propaganda against our people. Nothing more else. And people take it upon themselves. You know, when you born a child, and you have many childs, and you keep telling them that their mother is a criminal. They will grow up. Yes, if at all they are not with their father, and then and maybe you haven't heard from the man, the woman. Maybe the woman wasn't around, or the divorce or something like that. And you keep, maybe the man was training the children, or the mother was training the children, and one of them actually manufactured lie against one of them, and keep saying, maybe the man was saying to the woman, his children, that their mother is evil, they do this, they do that, they do that. Those children
So the children will start hating the mother. Okay.
Yes. They will come up
so you think that the current hate by the Yorubas or people like, but not all Yorubas, because there are some amazing and fantastic Yoruba people who don't have any problem with the Igbos. So let's just make it clear. This is not about, pushing a hate between the Igbo and Yorubas. It's just about some individuals like Bayo or Ononuga. So it's good that we keep it clear. So you think that the hatred by some of these Yoruba people against the Igbo is pushed, is something that was pushed to them by their, ancestors and past leaders, as it were?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that is exactly what it is. And that is why the man asked me, how are we going to sort? I said, you have to go back from the elders. Because in our place where I come from, there is, in the night, the elders will call the children and start lecturing them. Say, this is where you need to go. This is the boundary. This is not good.
Okay.
And elders' advice make a lot of impact.
Okay.
You understand me?
Yes, please.
So this is where I come to you, that when you have the children, and maybe in a situation whereby they go their separate way, and one managed to adopt the children and feed a lot of lies to the children, those children will grow up with a heavy hatred. Precious, I've seen it happen before, even to the point the children wanted to go and kill their mother.
Hey.
And yes, I've seen it happen before. And at the end of the day, the woman was pleading. They don't even want to see their mother. They see their mother like something.
So how do we solve this problem now? Because this has been ongoing and it's becoming unbecoming. Because the first thing people notice, and because of the way he's behaving or because of his behavior, the first thing people noticed immediately he put up that information about the scrapping of Niger Delta ministries and collapsing it into other ministry, into South ministry and all that. People just noted that, wait, why could you not mention Southeast Development Commission? Is it that Southeast is too petty for you to lay your hands on, to type and put in your page? Why did you not mention that? People started making such comments. I could read some of them from Twitter. So how do we solve this problem?
Precious, my sister, this is something. Don't look at it as something that is very easy.
Okay.
This has been. Some people have taken this thing to the grave. Believe you me.
Thank you.
If not because of social media. Believe you me, an Igbo man will step up in Nigeria. But as I'm speaking to you, if not because of grace of God, we are living. I'm an Igbo man, proud an Igbo man. And when I die, I'll come back as an Igbo man. Igbo man has no trouble, has not committed any crime in Nigeria. Our only crime is that we are just putting the Southeast. But
right now, just speaking differently or digressing a bit now, the president has done something laudable. Yeah. He has appointed Bianca Ojukwu, the wife of Warlord Ojukwu, as the Minister for State for Foreign Affairs. Do you think that this is systematic, or you think that it's just perhaps in his bid to just calm the nerves and temper of Ndibu?
Precious, would you eat a food that your enemy cooked for you?
Oh wow. Okay. Thank you. Let me let you go. Thank you.
No.
Thank you, Mazi.
Yeah,
Thank you,
so
C2. Thank you so much. All right. Okay, so my phone lines are open. You can just jump in on the conversation very quickly. I'd like to take your thoughts and reactions on this before I go on air. So I thought to quickly just air my mind because it's really frustrating having to see some of these things happen in the country. By the way, if this is your first time joining this channel, please click on the subscribe button. It will not cost you money. Help us move the ministry to the permanent site. Kindly click on the subscribe button, like if you can, and drop your comments. I'm going to be reading your comments right away. I love to take your thoughts and reactions on the conversation that we're raising. So one of the first things we looked at is the collapsing of the Niger Delta Ministry, and the fact that Bayo Ononuga, out of whatever it is, disdain, disrespect, whatever it is, could not even mention the Southeast Development Commission amongst the commissions, the new commissions that in that announcement that he made on his Twitter platform. And then people couldn't stop but notice it and ask, wait, why were you unable to mention the Southeast Development Commission? Do you hate the Igbo people so much that you could not even mention their name? And then it now took me back to 2023 March, where he said that he's never going to stop the ethnic baiting or slurring against Igbo people. Why? That because the Igbos are existential threats to Yoruba people. And I'm wondering, please, that's why I thought to make it open. Help me if I am missing something. Help me, tell me. If you're a Yoruba person, please also call in. I'd love to take your reaction to this. Help me, please, with an evidence or how an Igbo person or Igbo people have become an existential threat to Yoruba people. I really need to understand. If you have any evidence as to how Igbo people have become an existential threat to Yoruba people, please let me know. So much so that somebody who's occupying a national office paid by taxpayers' money, including the Igbo people's tax, can use the platform that he uses to pass official information to go about ethnic baiting and slaughing of the Igbo people. So let me quickly take some of your reactions. George Naji says, Precious, I don't blame this bigot, but blame the so-called number six position man, Benjamin, for his claim on working for the Igbo race. It's time the Igbo nation should be aware. Should be what? Awake. Yeah. Femi Bash says, don't blame the idiotic Ononuga. Tinubu and his wife Remi have hatred for Igbos too. Oh, I won't even forget that thing that the First Lady Remi Tinubu said then that went viral. But it went viral in 2019 election, but it wasn't 2019 she said that. It's good that we remember. Was it in 2019 election? Yeah, but it wasn't 2019 she said that. I think that was way before 2019 election, where she said that, we would look for a way to drive the Igbos away from that video. It was a viral video where she said we'll look for a way to drive the Igbos away. That's not quoting verbatim now. She said we'll take away the Igbo people, drive them away from Lagos and take away their properties or take their properties. And remember that immediately after this particular election, there were lots of demolition of properties that people thought were targeted to Igbo people living in Lagos State. That was also a thing. And people have been complaining about that. But the question is, please, how did the Igbo people become an existential threat to the Yoruba people? Because people would really love to know. Okay, and me too, I really love to know if you have an answer to that. But before we go to other conversations that we will be looking at today, let me quickly take some more of your reaction. Femi Bash says, okay, Ina says, just like what is happening in River State, Tinubu allowed it. I don't even want to talk about my beloved state, please. It's a matter for another day. Blessing says he is looking for trouble. He created new commissions and scrapped the old one. Oh, by the way, he sacked 6 ministers and appointed about 10 more people. That's a matter for another day. Okay, when we should be managing fund, right? George Nneji says, can Ononuga win an ordinary local council election, local council councillor, not to stand any man from the Igbo extraction? Ikechukumba says Ononuga can't even get 1 vote from his family. Oh, he can. Oh, hey, don't. Femi Bash, I appreciate you. And Victor Wonke Dozier says, yes, Wike had a hand in this in order to please his paymaster and inflict pains on his statesman in furtherance to his agitation and claim to political structure ownership of River State. I don't even want to talk about that, because if you also look at, I'm from River State and I am from the Igbo speaking part of River State. So my part of River State, where I come from, we speak, an Igbo related language, but not purely Igbo language. And I have heard so many people in River States, like the Iche people, the Ikwere people, some of them would not even want you to even mention anything about Igbo, like, don't even say we're Igbo. And I'm like, and if you are, and so what? Is it an abomination? If you won, so what? What is the big deal if you're one? What should really be the big deal if you're one? So I don't, and of course, Nyesom Wike had also mentioned it himself at different occasions where he said that an Ikore man is not an Igbo man. If you, because you think my name is Nyesom Wike and you think he's Nyesom Wike or something like that, it's your business. But let's move on. Ikechuku says, number to call, please. I'd call that number again, please. It's 0817-029-4077. 0817. So you can put +234 817 029 4077 +234 817 029 4077. That's the number to call. The Joy Enwere Mado says, from Mazi Enwere Mado, it is very unfortunate that Bayo Ononuga is sowing ethnic disunity between Igbo and the Yoruba. The Yoruba elders should call Bayo Ononuga to order. I expect people like Wole Soyinka to call him to order, but we've not seen that happen. Anando Gutierrez says, hi from Mexico. I appreciate you. Thank you. Oluwole Lekito says, the Igbo elders and politicians should come out against the hate against their people. I think this is very important, because even if you look at the present constitution of the ministers by the president, look at the ministries given to the Igbo people. You could just wonder, okay, so why could Bianca, understanding that she's been an ambassador to Spain in the country, why could she not be given the Minister for Foreign Affairs, for instance? Why would she have to be Minister for States, where she will be a junior minister? Why can Bianca Ojukwu not be given the Minister for Foreign Affairs? Why the Minister for States? These are things, these are questions that you'll be asking. And Uju Ohanenye, one of the ministers that people will say that, oh, she's doing so well, was taken away. Why couldn't others be taken away and more Igbo people brought in? Many people would want to wonder. Because Uju Ohanenye is one person that has made us believe that there is a possibility to revive the Women Affairs Ministry. Because we started hearing more about the Women Affairs Ministry. She just came back from a summit abroad where she was praising herself and saying that President Tinubu is proud of what she's doing. Obviously, your guess is as good as mine with this sack. Victor Nwoke Dozie says, yes, and Wike knows that NDDC is a cash cow of the entire Niger Delta of Rivers State, is a major beneficiary, and being someone who had occupied the seat as governor of the state, knows the gains therein. Yeah, I agree with you. Python says, Oluwole, like Peter, you're right. Blessing says, please type the number. I hope I can have time to type that. I don't have my assistant here. I wish I can. Let me see if I can type that number very quickly. Okay. Unfortunately, my assistant is not here, but let's see. Michael Obadi says, evening, my sister, how are you coping with the hardship in the country? Don't worry about the ethnic bigots, Nnamdi Kanu said. Nnamdi Kanu said, Nigeria has been marked for total destruction. We pray Nigeria does not get destroyed, because if it gets destroyed, we'll all be affected. So going back to the creation of states and, stuff surrounding it, Edwin Clark has already reacted to it. And I do hope that this is not going to be a new awakening of agitations in the Niger Delta, because it's very, very worrisome. Hope this is not be another issue for more agitations in the Niger Delta, because remember that the reason why Yar'Adua created the Niger Delta Development Commission, the NDDC, was to curb and calm the nerves of the Niger Delta youths that time. That time there was agitation, so many destruction of pipelines and all that at that time. So we do hope that this time around there won't be a problem. Let me take this call and I'll get back to telling you exactly what I do in Clark said. Hello? All right. Okay, I appreciate you can call back. The number is still, perhaps you're trying to be sure of the number, 0817-029-4077. 0817-029-4077. If you're calling from outside the country, put +234. +234 817 029 4077. +234 817 029 4077. That's the number to call. So going back to the reaction of elder statesman Edwin Clark, former Federal Commissioner for Information and South leader Edwin Clark has taken a swipe at President Bola Ahmed Tinubu scrapping the Niger Delta Ministry. As a matter of fact, he says we will not allow. In fact, he said they will not allow it, because one of the reasons why the Niger Delta people may agitate to this, or because of this, is because, one, people are saying that, wait a minute, what happened to the gold in Zamfara? Why is the gold in Zamfara owned by the Northerners or Zamfara people, and the Niger Delta oil is for the entire country? And this same Niger Delta now that you're using their oil on behalf to fund your government, to fund all the states of the federation that you collect allocation monthly and all that. The small thing that belongs to them, which is the Niger Delta, which they're supposed to use to oversee their issues, you have also scrapped it off now. Why? So then what is the concession that the Niger Delta people will get? What is the consolation that they will get? Well, let me attend to this caller. Hello, good evening and welcome. Hello?
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, good evening. Welcome. What's your name?
Yeah, Ike Chukumba.
Ike Chukumba, where are you calling from?
I'm from Brazil.
You're welcome, Ike Chukumba. Go ahead, let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm very happy about what Tinubu did.
Why?
This Niger Delta offense.
Why?
It will fuel a very big problem in Nigeria by Niger Deltas. Okay, and that thing we make Nigeria. I mean, if they can divide, if everyone can go his way, and the whole thing will bust up.
Are you serious?
What you did.
Are you sure that Nigerians are actually ready for that?
Yeah, the truth is that the Niger Deltas, they will not take this in lightly. And
oh, they're already complaining. Edwin Clark is already fuming.
That is it. Small time now, you'll be seeing all these oil company, people will be missing, assassination. A lot of things will start happening. You see?
But remember that most of the oil companies have also moved their headquarters from the Niger Delta. You remember?
Yes, I have that. I had that. But the truth is that this thing that Tinubu just did now, precious is for you to see how Nigeria, that even though in your own family, you are not the owner of your family. Are you getting me? You can see what is happening in the north. The good of the Zamfara of Eten, of the gold in Zamfara, and a lot of mineral resources in the north. Tinubu not even talk about it. All their eyes is only from that south, and especially south and southeast. Only this two region is where the money that is feeding Nigeria is coming from. That is the fact. Can you tell me what is coming out from that southwest? Not only tax that the Lagos government paid into the government account. What they gain in the state in the southwest? Is that oil from the south, and some of the southeast, the oil and gas? That's the fact. Sometimes we run away from speaking the truth, because when you say it, people will be saying, by God, you are this, you are that, you are that. But that is the fact.
Especially considering the recent verbal vituperation by Asari Dokubo, where he said that it's the president that allowed him to say the things he said.
Exactly. You know that Asari. Then you see that Asari. If you see that Asari, don't ever you do anything secret with Asari Dokubo.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Well, we'll see how this unfolds. In the next couple of days, we're going to see people react to this conversation. And we're going to see more reactions, small answering. Remember, the bunkering is not ending. Remember that Asari is already blaming the military for the bunkering in Niger Delta. The military themselves, they too, they're suffering. And they're sorely overwhelmed. Remember there's also scare for coup. Remember that. There's been this fear of coup too. And the president had to change his chief security officer at the DSS over the weekend, sacked 15, forcefully retired 15 generals from the artillery brigade. 15 generals. I know that the artillery brigade, yes, you know that the artillery brigade is the arm of the army that is in charge of our weaponry.
Yes.
Do you understand? So that is another issue entirely. I'm looking forward to seeing this unfold. I appreciate your input. Thank you so much.
Precious, I thank you. I am very happy, because you folks, you are giving us I mean, if you can see, about maybe 15 years ago, 20 years ago, this, I mean, the way you people are feeling us now, what is happening, that is not like that before. So you people are really hitting us hard. I mean, we in diaspora, we are flowing up. Okay, I am very happy, and may God continue bless you. Apart from you being a pretty and a wonderful woman, you are a woman of character. God bless you.
Thank you. You don't wash me, Abby. Thank you for the washing. I don't fall. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, so phone lines are still open. I'd like to take your thoughts and reaction on the conversation that I've raised. Remember, it's WhatsApp only. You can call 0817 029 4077. 0817 029 4077. That is the number to call, and we'd love to take your thoughts and reaction on the conversation that we've raised. Hello, good evening and welcome. Hello.
Yeah, hello, Precious. I just was. I'm calling from Georgia. My name is Sam.
Sam from Georgia.
Yes.
Sam, have you subscribed to this page?
I think I do. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Please make sure you subscribe there, and tell your village people to subscribe. Go ahead.
There you go. Okay.
Yes.
So see, what I wanted to just keep in is, you see, I don't know why they gave that post to Bianca. I hope she's not gonna accept that. I don't want her to accept. Listen, this people think that we, the Igbos, whatever, we're just fools. They are just taking us for granted. Even though, look at the next one that just that was just held, that was 2023. They know that this man won the election, but they took it from him, and then now he's the president. Now he's appointing Bianca. What an insult! Minister, what an insult! I hope that woman don't accept it. I hope she do not accept that offer. She do not need. Listen, what we need pretty much is we don't want to be part of that country no more. What we're asking for, let them just give us referendum, let us leave that country. We don't want to be part of Nigeria no more. We're tired of Nigeria because we know Nigeria is still redeemable. All these giving post to Bianca or whatever, a post that is meaningless. Well, I mean, what else? That's an insult. I hope she do not accept it. I just hope she don't accept it. That's what I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Well, we're yet to hear from Bianca or hear her reaction. And who says she wasn't informed before she was given the position anyway? Before that announcement was made, she must have been informed. I appreciate you. Thank you.
We're yet to hear from
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All right, phone lines are still open. So I think I managed to pin the post now. So yes, you can call in. Let's just get to take your thoughts and reaction on the conversation. So let's go to other issues that we may have to look at. So I was telling you the reaction by elder statesman Edwin Clark concerning that, because of course the Niger Delta people know that Zamfara gold belongs to Zamfara state alone. Other minerals, see, there is no state in Nigeria that does not pride of at least 2 mineral resources. No states. So why is the Niger Delta oil so important for the country? And why is the government so oil dependent? These are questions that we're asking. If this oil in Niger Delta were to be in the north, will it be treated the same way it is treated now, without any incentive or something that cushions the effect of the environment that breeds the cash cow? That is the question. That's what a lot of people are saying. So why is it that anything that's got to do with the north is they are pampered, they are, they're treated softly, but anything from another ethnic nationality is now treated differently? Why? These are questions people are asking. And it's as if this is a deliberate disdain. And going back to those appointments, let's even go back to the appointments made by the president, because people are looking at this appointment and saying, how does this appointment really favor the Southeast people? As a matter of fact, a couple of people were sacked and a couple of people were, replaced by the appointment. But then let's take a holistic look at the appointments that were made. So today, Tinubu sacks, I think 6 ministers. 6 because initially Beta Edu was not part of them. There are 5 current ministers or 7 ministers. Beta Edu, you recall that she was under suspension, but she, today, she was officially announced as being sacked. by the president. Remember that the president suspended her pending on outcome of investigation into the Humanitarian Affairs Ministry and her activities there. Till today, we're yet to hear the outcome of that investigation. Till today, we get to hear that, oh, this is what the outcome is. Is she indicted for corruption? What are they going to do about it? Excuse me, see, there are some things that just baffle me, and I really beg for answers. So what are we really doing in this country? If the president constantly or consistently blames the past administration or administrations generally as the reason why we are where we are today, and you that you're in government now, what have you done? What is it that you're doing to at least expose those things? I repeat it, almost 30 trillion naira in ways and means was printed by the President Muhammad Buhari's administration. This administration came into power, and the Senate tried to look at it and probe it and all that. There is yet to be any public statement as to exactly how our 3 trillion naira wakad. Permit me to use that word. The only thing tangible that we know that this administration did was to turn that money to national debts. They converted the money to national debts. And just recently, the president came to tell us that, oh, we have cleared all the money in the Niger Delta Ministry. We have cleared all the debts of Ways and Means. How did you clear a debt that you turn to national debts? I don't understand. So the reason I do this is these are things that I probably cannot say on radio. So I'd like to open your eyes to this. Please make one of the understand. So it is some things where government will want to go there, like see maybe they just want to deceive us or play us ojoro. It could make us open our eyes, they ask questions. The about 28 trillion to 30 trillion naira in Ways and Means that was printed in Muhammad Buhari's administration and that somehow was converted to federal debts. How is it that this same government is telling us that they have cleared all the debts that we owe in Ways and Means? Is it that you borrowed more money in Ways and Means that you cleared? Or do you have cleared that debt that we borrowed, which is still part of our debts, that you said that you converted to our debts? I don't understand, because there are lots of things that, it's like the more you look, the less you see in government generally. But going back to those accounts, President Bola to the appointments rather, President Tinubu today, Wednesday, sacked 5 ministers, appointed 7 new ones, and restructured ministerial portfolios to reinvigorate his administration. So let's look at the list of people that were sacked. The ministers sacked include Barrister Uju Kennedy Ohane. Some people will say one of the most vocal ministers that we've had. And people are wondering, why did you not sack somebody like Wiki? So the way Wiki has been going, it's almost as if that Wiki is taking the shine of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Because before you hear President Tinubu's name 2 times, you would have heard Wiki's name like 5 times. In this administration, in this government. Before you hear, just today, Wiki was in the news, where he almost slapped somebody. Should I play that for you? I'm going to talk about it on radio, so you should just go there. Today, he almost slapped somebody. Today, Wiki, he was trending today on Twitter. Before this appointment announcement by the president, he was trending today on Twitter. So, a minister that has almost taken the shine from the president, people would have thought that it would have been a source for worry for the president. That the president would have said, let's change this man. And because of the way he goes about talking, we'll do this one, what would he do about it, and all those things, people would have thought that the president should have been careful about that person. In fact, today, part of what was trending on Twitter about him and Wike was the fact that, the way he's acting like he's the Indaboski of Abuja and talking about land and all that, people are not being warned and to be careful about buying landed properties in Abuja. Somebody bought properties that he claims that he got all necessary documents for, and Wike has marked it for demolition. Wike has marked it for demolition. And the way he goes about talking and shouting about it, people are saying, is this the person people were advising Atiku to pick as vice president? Because imagine what would have happened if Atiku had picked Wike as vice presidential candidate and Atiku had won the election. You will not hear Atiku's name. It is Wike's name you would have heard. It did not start now. Now remember when he was Minister for State for Education under President Goodluck Jonathan's administration. We did not hear about the Minister for State then, Minister for Education then. It was the Minister for State that we're hearing. Wike was everywhere then. That was how his popularity started nationally. So for somebody who would not let the president have his shine People would have thought that, okay, how about sacking that man? Why sack these other people you sacked? So let's take a look again at the people that were sacked. Yes. So Barrister Uju Kennedy Ohaneye, one of the most active ministers that people are beginning to love her work, the way she's speaking up for women, the way she's speaking up for the girl child, and all that. Otilo, she's been sacked. Will she be giving another job? We don't know. Did she step on toes of some people because of what is termed to be the good work she did? Remember a famous video where she went to an event that was supposed to have been called for, organized by her ministry, and then she was talking that they had this event without her, and that she was telling them not to have this event because why spend so much money to make events? You carry 100 million naira to get event, for instance, and you don't even give these women some empowerment. You just use it to do conference. After the conference, what have you empowered them with? To perhaps start a business, to start a handwork, to start this or start that. People were lauding her for that, but I guess she must have stepped on toes. So maybe that's why she was one of the first two people that her sack was announced. She was one of the first two people that they announced her sack. Why? People are wondering why. Why do you sack people, someone who's about one of the most effective people that you have? And then another person that was sacked is Minister of Lola Adejon, Minister of Tourism, and Professor Tahiri Maman, Minister of Education. Lola Adejon, people will be like, wait, madam, excuse me, wait, you don't do for tourism. You need to go see our tourist sites. Most of our core tourist sites in Nigeria, no accessible roads to them. Nigeria has beautiful tourism sites, too. Very beautiful tourism sites. If you see our waterfalls, if you see how beautiful, the kind of beautiful tourism sites, Obudu Cattle Ranch is one of them. Go to Obudu today. Obudu is a far cry from what it was during Donald Duke's tenure. You can make that a national tourism site and revitalize it, revive it. What has she done to do that? That's it. So people may say, oh, someone like this, your ministry you're almost docile. We're not seeing activities. You're not bringing tourism to Nigeria, so we can talk about that. Then Minister of Education, after the Minister of Education, Tahir Maman, talks about stopping, that if you're not up to 18 years old, you cannot write WAEC. And later on said that people misunderstood you. Me, I knew that there was going to be a problem in that ministry, that Minister of Education. Because if you look at the latest group of graduates right now, a young lady just graduated from Babcock University at the age of 19 with first class at the age of 19. If this Minister of Education's policy of entering university at 18 is anything to go by, my dear, she would have just been in year 1 by now. So these are the things we're talking about. Yes, some people will say, oh, parents push their children too much and all that. But how about children who really have the brain? We also have another girl who's 22 years old who graduated, I think, as electrical electronic engineer at the age of 20 this year alone. So you see those policies. But then we'll look at others. Abdullahi Gwarzo is the Minister of State, Housing and Urban Development. Kukuma no get Minister for Housing for Nigeria. Because where is the housing? We've always had housing deficits in Nigeria. And it's never been more pronounced than this time. Especially because of, the T-Pain administration and T-Pain regime. So it's never been more pronounced. And then we also have Dr. Jamila Bayo, Dr. Jamila Bayo Ibrahim, Minister of Youth Development. I guess that they saw these people very redundant. But let's look at the new appointments. Dr. Nentawe Yilwatda is the Minister for Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction. Again, you will recall that the president, while looking at the things that has happened in that ministry, has said that it be like say we could scrap this ministry, come out from one corner, we could leave them because I don't understand what's in this. So he had said that we may review the activities of this ministry. But now the president has appointed someone for the ministry. So that means this ministry is something to go by right now. Are we going to humanitarian affairs and poverty alleviation? Again, waiting for our poverty register where we get. Who be the people will be the poor of the poorest, so will they give money for this country? All these incentives that the president will be giving to the poor of the poorest, will this minister be able to give us good accountability of how these funds are used? It is important we hold them accountable, because if we don't, then they will continue going about the way they are going about. And of course, it will be business as usual, but we should have passed the stage in our country. And then another minister is Muhammadu Dingyadi, Minister of Labor and Employment. That's it too. Mrs. Bianca Odumego Juku, Minister of State for Foreign Affairs. I still wonder why she was not made Minister for Foreign Affairs and but Minister for State. And Dr. Jumoke Oduwole, Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment. I find this as a very important ministry. Minister for Trade and Industry and Investment. I find it very important because, I mean, we should be looking at bilateral relationships, trade ties, and all that within countries. Well, that's about it. If you'd like to chime in on the conversation, I'd really love to take your thoughts and opinions. 0817 0294 is the number to call me. On WhatsApp alone, please. WhatsApp alone. It's already pinned there, so you see it's pinned. No, it's not pinned. It's on the comment section. Let's see if I can pin it. It is 0817 0294 Yes, that's the number. Yes, yes, that's it. That's the number. That's the number. That's the number. Yes. Okay. Okay. Let me see if I can pin the message. Okay. Yes, I think I've pinned it. Yeah, so I succeeded in pinning it. So you can call that number pinned right now, 0817 0294 So let's have your reaction to all of these conversations that we've raised tonight. Yeah, we'll start with the appointment by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the new ministers, the new ministries. Do you see all these ministries functioning effectively? We've forgotten our Ministry of Cattle Rearing and Ranching. Forgive me if I don't call it so, because we're just wondering, why has that ministry not curbed the farmer header crisis that they created it for? That's a matter for another day. These are the things that they spend your tax money on. Okay. And then don't forget our first conversation on the creation of when the announcement of the creation of the states was made by Bola and by Ononuga, the way he systematically omitted the Southeast Development Commission from his message. And people are saying, "Oga, Southeast people thief your biscuits, then quarrel you, waiting make you no one call their name, waiting they do you." Southeast people then thief your biscuit. So let me go back to taking some of your reactions. Okay, Victor Mwoke says, "I hope Bianca should reject this satanic offer in the interest of Igbos and for her self-dignity, because it's only an attempt to run her down. As long as she's Bayo Ononuga's, as long as she is Bayo Ononuga and Wale Idris is concerned, she's an Igbo." I can imagine, because honestly, this hate is so rife, it's so worrisome. Remember that statement and that tweet that was made by Bayo Ononuga, that he would never apologize for the ethnic slur against the Igbos because the Igbos are existential threats to the Yorubas. I would never forget that. And I'm wondering, please, in case you can respond to this question, or I don't know, is there any way, any proof that the Igbos are existential threat to the Yorubas? Please let me know. Please let me know. Okay. Is there any way, any proof, let me even put it as a poll, any proof that Igbos are existential, okay, threats to the Yorubas, as said by Bayo Ononuga? Please kindly react. I really love to take your thoughts and reaction on that, because it's very important. See, so the reason for this is that so that we don't keep creating a narrative that our children and children will come back to. So I hope that in 20, 50, 40 years time, this YouTube video will be made public, and our grandchildren or children will come out and see this video and notice that there is just a deliberate attempt to malign Igbo people in Nigeria. If you even look at how appointments are made in Nigeria, if you look at how things are even done against Igbos in Nigeria, you wonder. And most administrations are now doing it like as if that it is unexcusable. So right now, the issue of governance in Nigeria, as far as it's got to do with the presidency, is looking like it's just between the Hausa Fulani and the Yorubas, the Southwest people. That's all. And then you just add a pocket full of the middle belt. Even the middle belt people, as they call them, they're even marginalized. They're not even really active. Even the Northeast people. Have you seen any Northeast person as a president? They're even marginalized. But let's leave that matter for another day. But key appointments in the country is as if it's going between just the Yorubas and the Hausa Fulani, Yorubas and the Hausa Fulani. And you just wonder, please, other tribes in the country, now only them waka come. Did they just come to look? What about them? How do you actually create a fair governance? How do you want people to live in peace where there is obvious mistreatment and maltreatment of other tribes and ethnicity in a country? How do you call that fairness? How do you think that people will be happy? How would it make people happy? And if you're a Yoruba person, for instance, and you think that this is favoring you, does it reduce the price of bread in the markets? Does it reduce the price of things that you buy in the market? The fact that your brother is in power and appointing your people alone. The fact that Buhari, for instance, appointed his people alone into government, does it make the Daura people or the people from Kaduna State, Katsina State better than the people of other tribes today? Does it mean that the governance or the presidency of Buhari favored, because he favored the northerners more than other regions, has it made the northerners better in terms of economically than people of other tribes? So the fact that we see appointments favoring people in the north, as the southwest today, more than other tribes, has it made their life, and will it make their life better than the people of other regions? Especially the fact that the Igbos are given less appointments in past administration and this administration, will it make the lives of the Igbo people worse than that of other people, other tribes? These are questions that we must have answers to, because it's good that we answer the questions and leave a good what do we call this now, footprint on social media for our children to come back to watch in future, so that they will not think that where were our parents when our people were maligned, where were our parents when our people were spoken against and mistreated, where were they, what did they say? And that is the reason why we are speaking up today. So this will serve as an evidence to our children and our children's children. Should they come back and see videos like this in future, let them know that people said something, people spoke up about them. Yeah, so let me take some of your reactions while phone lines are still open. By the way, you can call on WhatsApp or WhatsApp alone to be part of the conversation. Let me get your thoughts and reactions on WhatsApp alone. WhatsApp call alone 0817-029-4077 0817-029-4077. The WhatsApp number is already pinned on the platform. Ike Chukumba says Bianca will not do what? Bianca will not even try to take that appointment. You think so? You think she was not consulted, or she's not been consulted already before the appointment? Be careful how you think or what you imagine. Friday, everybody they protect in interest. Freddie Matthew says, precious woman, thank you, I appreciate you. And the Ike Chuku then says, pretty precious, Tinubu will not do anything good for Nigeria. It is Yoruba and Lagos boys turn, I beg. Start agitating for Niger Delta or Biafra or Duduwa. His people are already agitating for Duduwa. So you know that already. Blessing says, Wike is doing Tinubu's job. I'm wondering why. I'm still looking at how that job will pan out. If he's doing Tinubu's job, remember that 2027, if Tinubu can betray his people, if he can betray PDP, if he can say he cannot move from malaria to cancer, and he's in cancer right now, only God knows what he's going to do in 2024 and 2027. So I'm not gonna just not to trust Wiki too much. Michael Obadi says, precious, I'm looking at 2nd of December 2024 for redeclaration of Biafra restitution, okay, as Helsinki, Finland 2024. I have my reservation about all this conversation, especially about this referendum. Things has to be done properly, but let me not even start now. If things are done properly, then that will hold waters. Else, it will just be, an effort in futility. Mafam says, love the way you say T-Pain. Oops, I can only say it here. I can't say it when I go on radio, so let me use my lifeline here when I can, because when I go to terrestrial media now, start telling you honorable off your mic, you can't say this, you can't say that. By the way, if this is your first time of joining my channel, please kindly subscribe, I beg you. Click on the subscription button. It won't cost you a thing. Click on the subscription button. I post videos from time to time. Oh, by the way, I have a detailed analysis of an attempted coup. In fact, the reason why there was a coup scare, and why President Bola Ahmed Tinubu changed or forced the retirement of 15 generals from the artillery brigade. There is a scoop on that. Dr. Dejanai jumped in on that conversation yesterday, and I'm posting the video right now. But you get to see that video. It will be made visible by 8 o'clock, so you get to see it by 8 o'clock. You'll want to stay back on this channel to watch that video at 8 o'clock. And the blessing says, the pain is that they did not think that PO will beat Tinubu in his backyard. That is why the pain is too much. That pain took them off the curve. That was a severe pain that nobody would ever forget in a long time. And then he says, Nigeria is not one country until until we tell ourselves the truth, and work towards breaking it up, it will not be better. We don't actually have to break it up, because Rwanda did not need to have to break up between the Tutsis and the Hutsis, but they had a true reconciliation committee, a true reconciliation, as it were, where they forgave each other, confessed their sins to each other, and they moved on. They have a president who's been there for how many years now? They even want him to continue because he's developing the place. Can we get to that level? Chinyere Ikechi says, Bayo Ononuga is just what? I didn't get that. And he says, please, my dearest Bianca, for your prestige, reject that appointment. Bayo Ononuga will forever suffer and beg for tears and will not see it. Oh. And then Christian Ibezim says, Yoruba and Hausa Fulani elders will not come all out and tell us what they are really cooking, because there is something they are not letting us do. Let me give you a scoop. Even the Hausa people are not happy in this administration. Speak to if the Fulani people are not happy in this administration, and that's why there is fear for that coup. That's why there is fear and there is scare for coup. The Hausa people are not happy in this administration. A lot of things, you know how they kept quiet when their brother Buhari was around and did all the nepotism he did, but right now it's like turn by turn ministry, and they're not happy because for some reason or some reasons they believe that everything about governance should revolve around them in Nigeria, which is exactly what the British government that colonized you guys left for them, and the way they made them believe. Unfortunately so. I could leave Nigeria matter for another day. And by the way, I have a scoop for you guys. So there is a video that Barrister Darlington and I did that gave out the secret to why people from, according to him, he gave us a history of why people from the southeast betray each other or betray people. Sorry, did I say southeast? Southwest rather. That's the Yoruba people, supposedly. Why there's a lot of betrayal, amongst the tribe. He said something about an age-long stuff. It's a big history, a historical fact, that he revealed. I'll get to post that video sometime. I've had that video for a while, but I've not had time to post it. So just scooping you up on stuff that we have to do. Well, I appreciate you guys. Thank you to everyone who's joined the live. I love you. I appreciate you. If you've not subscribed to this page, please go quickly. Subscribe. Click on the subscription button. Click on the notification button so you get notifications when we go live and then when we post videos too. Right? Because I post videos from time to time. I may not have an ideal time that I post video. You all know that I'm the general manager for the television station, so it's very, very tedious. I barely have time. I never really did know that one can be so busy that 24 hours will not be enough for them. But it was since I took up this responsibility that it became very hard for me. So it's been very hard for me to make out time to come do live or to even do videos to post, because I get very overwhelmed with activities, especially because we're preparing for terrestrial and cable network. So it's been quite a work to package programs that in the station, train people, to be to handle the programs and all that. So it's quite a lot of work. I appreciate your patience with joining me most times, even with my lopsided timing and all that. I appreciate you guys. I love you. I'll see you on the other side on radio. Thank you so much for everyone who's been part of the live. Thank you for joining this page. Please share our live, subscribe. If you have answers to my questions, please drop it. And if you have anybody who may have answers to my question, please drop it. I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'll see you on radio very quickly. Love you. Thank you so much. Bye. And thank you for joining.